Alright guys, here we go. Part 3 of the State of Sneakers vlog. This is the box, straight from Singapore. Let's get it, YouTube. Before we get into today's video, guys, if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button. For future content, hit the subscribe. Now let me go ahead and throw some disclosures out, guys. I am a sneaker lover. I love sneakers. That is the reason why I review sneakers. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the 90s loving and watching Michael Jordan. I have a love affinity for Jordan sneakers. That is why most sneakers you see are Jordans. Now, I don't know if I can call myself a quote-unquote sneakerhead. I do own many sneakers. A lot of them would be considered Grails in many people's opinions. But for me, I am in a very unique place in my life where I love sneakers, I want sneakers. There are many sneakers that come out all the time that I really want, I really love, but I just can't get them. And I've kind of talked about this a little bit in the last few videos about how difficult it is to buy sneakers. The more and more I look into it, the more and more I'm interested in exploring the world of UA. Now, I've talked about him a little bit in the past. MK the Truth has kind of really opened my eyes to this. In the state today, and we talked about this already, it is impossible to get sneakers. Look at, for example, recently, the Travis Scott Fragment collaboration for the Jordan 1 High. It was impossible to get. Didn't come on sneakers. It was on Travis Scott's website as well as other small boutiques all around the country and all around the world. You had to throw in your raffle and pray and hope and pray that you're gonna get that sneaker. The biggest place to get it was the Travis Scott website where we put in the raffles. But what happened? What happened a few days later? We saw there were people who botted dozens of pairs. When there isn't that much stock to begin with, there were people who botted the crap out of the sneakers that everyone wanted to get their hands on, and they couldn't. They had no chance. It's like playing the lotto for a lot of sneakers, not just this Travis Scott that came out. For just regular, plain old sneakers, normal Jordans that come out, and a lot of these hyped up Jordans that come out, and even sometimes, you know, some more high-end GRs, they're really hard to get. So what do? When I look online and I watch these videos, specifically from MK the Truth, and I see the quality of the sneaker that are considered UAs, it's amazing. I mean, think about this for a second. How many times have you seen a retail pair look slightly off or slightly different than another retail pair? Again, I don't know how qualified I am. Maybe some of you guys are much more qualified than me, but I've seen it, and I'm not that big of a sneaker collector. I don't have hundreds like your favorite sneaker collector or your sneaker YouTuber. I just don't. You know, some of these guys, they have 500 sneakers in their closets, 1,000 sneakers, you know, all around their backgrounds. That's great for them. I'm very happy for them. I can't afford that. I can't afford hundreds of sneakers. I have too many bills to pay. And to have to take an L on a sneaker I really want, and I really want for myself, I want to put it on my foot and I want to go outside with it. Why am I going to have to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 on a $170 sneaker, which really probably costs $10 to $20 to make out in Asia somewhere? That's crazy to me. And some people do it. Do not take this the wrong way. If you pay resale for sneakers, I am not knocking you. It's your money. Do what you want with it. For me personally, I see it as this. I can get the exact to 95% of the sneaker on a UA to a retail. This UA is going to cost me retail or less, and it looks 95% of what the sneaker is. Or I can pay for a retail pair, pay 3, 4, 5x what it costs retail, and it probably looks almost exactly the same. Again, not knocking any of you guys that do pay resale. Great, your money, do what you want with it. But I bet a lot of you guys, if you saw the quality of some of these sneakers that are online that I've seen, you would probably say to yourself, that looks so much like the retail and it's gonna cost me less than the resale. Why am I buying it at resale? Doesn't make any sense. Now, if it went back to what it was a few years ago, where you miss out on a $170 sneaker, it resells for $220, $250, that's a pill I can swallow. It's a little bit more than I want to spend. Nah, it's a lot more than I want to spend, but I can do it. I'm not gonna like it, but I will spend the extra little bit of money to make sure I have the real product. I'm sure some of you guys have already kind of thought about what sneaker I got that I'm gonna show you guys, but the process was pretty cool. I hit the person up, I told them what I wanted, they told me the price. I sent them a PayPal, they sent me pictures a few days later of this exact sneaker that I was gonna get. And as long as I liked it, I approved it, they were gonna send it to me. I went through a few different ones because one, maybe the color was a little off. I'm not sure if it was the photo or the lighting or just it seemed off. Another one, I didn't like that the extra laces weren't the correct laces. There's always gonna be things, right? This one, colors didn't seem like they were 100% to me, but I thought maybe it was the lighting. So I asked them to make a video for me. Video looked much better. Now, I have never seen this pair in my hands. The only place I've ever seen this sneaker, behind a glass case in a store, 5 to 10 feet away from me, and I couldn't touch it. This sneaker is one of my all-time grails. And honestly, as long as it looks okay, you guys are gonna know right now how I feel about it. As long as it looks okay, I don't care if people think it's fake. I don't care if people are like, that's an expensive sneaker. There's no freaking way this guy has a real sneaker. I don't care. Because for me, these sneakers that I buy because I love the design of a silhouette, I love the colorway, and I love what the sneaker looks like and means to me. So for me, it was a very easy choice in getting this sneaker. This is my all-time top sneaker, which I will never ever spend $5,000 on. There's no freaking way. That's 2 mortgage payments for me. No way, sorry. Here it is, guys. This little cardboard box. If you already somehow know, kudos to you. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. So they put a nice little bubble wrap here for me, inside a cardboard box, inside another FedEx packaging. So pretty nice. And also one more note, I have never seen the actual retail box. I'm gonna look it up later. I'll go ahead and throw the box up here on pictures for you guys, as well as pictures of the actual stock images for this shoe for comparison. But I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna go over it like I would go over any other sneaker review, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. Let's take a look. So looking at the box, top of the box, we have Jumpman in parentheses, kind of in a clear stamp. The sides of the box, bare cardboard, kind of looks like a Jordan Nike box. On the side of the box, on the other side, it says Off-White, trademark, care of Nike, shoebox, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, 2017. At this point, if you didn't know, you probably have a pretty good idea. Label says The 10, Air Jordan 1, size 12, white, black, varsity red. Here is the label. Let's take a look. You got a typical flip out box. The lid here, you got the black with the gold Jumpman. And then you have the Off-White 10 tissue paper, which I'll be honest with you, it feels like a nice thick tissue paper. A little bit better than your normal average tissue paper. It feels like it's printed on top, which is nice. And when you open it up, wow. Guys, I'll be honest with you, right now, even though I know this is a rep and this is a UA, I have chills all throughout my body right now because how much I love this sneaker. And at first glance, fire. I'm going to present to you guys the Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago. Let's take a look. The sneakers comes with several different laces. You got the black laces that it comes standard with. You got a pair of the white off-white shoelaces, the orange laces, as well as the green laces. So that's pretty neat because I do love those color laces. You got the off-white zip tie here, which I'll be honest with you, it looks just like any of the off-white zip ties. Here's a closer look. Let's take a look at the sneaker in detail. Now, when you look at the medial side of the shoe, you have the off-white trademark for Nike Air Jordan 1, Beaverton, Oregon, USA print on the actual midfoot. Let's take a look. What you'll notice is that the off-white trademark for Nike, it is angled a slight bit. If you have the sneaker, let me know if that's how it actually is supposed to look. It looks like it's all pretty well designed, pretty centered towards the middle, going over the Nike swoosh, which is actually looks like it's got a little dot outline for the Nike swoosh, which I didn't know about. The actual sneaker itself, by the way, the leather of the sneaker, it feels like very nice leather. Just FYI. I know it's kind of hard to be able to tell just through the video and through YouTube, but the leather feels really nice. And, you know, just like many times when I see my friends that have the UAs and I've seen UAs in person, they feel really nice. They feel like real leather. They feel like quality. They feel like a normal retail sneaker. Now, what's cool is that right here in the toe box, I've never felt this off-white Jordan 1 before, but you can kind of tell from the pictures and everything else, it has this kind of like worn feel. It's kind of like the exposed lining. Not really sure what that's called, but exposed lining. One of the most iconic portions of this is that you have the Air printed here on the midsole. Orange and blue patches that are looks like they're kind of like machine worn in. You got the deconstructed ankle over here. It looks like you got a few different pieces of the foam open up, which is a very, very nice touch. And then you have the wings that flap out that shows 85. And what's pretty cool is that, I know this is one touch that people always question, you actually see where the stamp is for the Wings logo in there. Right underneath the 85, kind of overlaid over it. They really took the time to kind of make sure that everything was accurate. Now, I will say one thing I've noticed so far is that on the back here, on the left foot, you see here where the leather comes over and hits the suede. It's a little off center. It looks like they kind of cut it a little bit off. It's not quite exactly a perfect line. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Right here. It's a little bit off compared to this one. This one is a little bit more straight. So on this one, it's a little bit off. I don't know if you guys can tell or not from the picture or from the video here, but it's a little off. Besides that, looking at the sneaker itself, the swoosh looks good. The stitching actually, surprisingly, is very, very nice, very, very tight. Let me show you guys, as well as the Air printed on the midsole it's straight. It's good. Let me show you guys the medial side of the shoe together. See if you guys can tell if there's any kind of differences, any kind of major things that look off to you. I am in no way here advertising UA. I'm not advertising rep. I'm just giving you guys an inside look, a look at some reps. Obviously, some high-end Grail for some people. Does this look much different than the actual retail pair? Let me know, guys. Again, like I said before, and I disclosed to you guys, I'm not like this high-tier, crazy shoe tuber that knows everything. I will never, ever pretend like I know everything. I don't know the sneaker probably half as well as some of you guys are watching. So if you see something that's off, comment below, let me know. I'd really be interested in knowing, because when I look online, I'm gonna compare it. I'm gonna take a look at everything that might be off. And, you know, I'll kind of know for myself and kind of figure it out for myself. Personally, just from looking at it head on at first glance, it looks like a retail pair. If someone were to show me this sneaker, or I saw someone walking around with this sneaker on, I wouldn't know the difference. It looks great. The color looks great. The print looks great. The stitching looks great. Everything looks great. So I honestly could not tell you if this was fake. Can you? Let's take a look at the tongue here. You got the Nike Air on the tongue. Looks like it's on both tongues. Stitched on. Looks fine to me. If you guys think it looks a little off, let me know. The tongue is like it's like a white with a hint of blue, kind of a little bit in the inside. Hope you guys can tell. Not sure if that's correct. I think it is. I think it's correct. I think it's supposed to be that way. And then you got the insole, which I'll show you guys. So the insole, you got this little like rib thing, and then on the forefoot, as well as the off-white logo and the 10. Here we also have the size tag inside. Let's see. It looks pretty good. I will say, again, just trying to be as detailed as I can. Looks like the line that goes through the top under the Jumpman, it looks a little sideways. So take a look at this. Let me know what you guys think. It looks like it might be a little off-centered, which again, it's just a size tag. It's not that big of a deal. Keep in mind, guys, if you buy a rep, if you wear a rep, please don't be a douchebag and try to sell the rep as a retail. That's probably the biggest thing that, I'm sorry I didn't talk about this till right now. That would piss me off really badly. Now, one thing that I talked about in the last video is that sometimes you hear horror stories about people buying a shoe off StockX, which they spend a lot of money on. Now, how crappy would it be to get this sneaker for $5,000 thinking it was real, and then somehow, some way, someone down the line said, you know, this is off, you know, this is a little off, this seems a little off, or this isn't right. And then, you know, let's just say, for example, you decided to sell it later on, used. And then another authenticator says, this is fake, bro. I don't know what you're trying to do. You're trying to give me a fake shoe? This is fake. How bad would you feel about yourself? I know I'd feel terrible. Karma comes around big time for everybody. I believe in karma. Do not try to pass one of these things off as a real shoe. Please don't do that. For me, I bought this shoe to wear. I bought this shoe to put on my foot and go out with. I bought this shoe to go shopping at the supermarket. I bought this shoe to go to the park and walk around the park and push my kid on a swing with, because I love this shoe. I did not buy this shoe to send it to StockX to make $5,000 and try to finesse somebody. That's not what I'm about, and I really hope that none of you guys are about the same thing either. Let's be respectable. Let's be respectful to everybody around us, and let's keep this sneaker game honest. I've never been the kind of person to buy fake anything. But for me, the purpose of buying this sneaker was for me to wear. Sneakers get ruined. Sneakers are meant to be worn. You spend $170 on these sneakers, $200 on these sneakers, and you wear them. And then eventually, they fall apart. They get disgusting. Soles crumble. Thread comes off. It happens. Why spend $5,000 for that? Why? Doesn't make any sense. I want this to wear. I don't want it to have to sit on my shelf, or sit in one of my sneaker thrones, or sit in my case and just collect dust. I want to wear this. I'd be damned if I spend that much money on a sneaker. Because you spend that much money on a sneaker, you're probably not going to want to wear it. Unless you got a lot of money. If that's the case, congrats, man. Great job. I'm not knocking it. What do you guys think of this? How do you guys feel about this UA? Does this look extremely fake to you? Does this look like it's pretty close to retail? Would you rather spend a few $1,000s on this, or would you rather spend close to retail for this and just have the sneaker? I'll be honest with you guys, the one thing I was afraid about getting these sneakers was that I wasn't gonna have that same feeling when I got the sneaker. And for me, when I just opened that sneaker a few minutes ago, I got real chills throughout my body. Even though it's fake, I got real chills because I know how much I love this colorway, the silhouette, the overall design. This to me is beautiful. Virgil killed it with the sneaker, so I have no regrets about getting the sneaker. I love it. And honestly, this is gonna open my eyes up for potentially more out there in the future. I always want and prefer getting retail. A real deal. The sneakers that Nike distributed themselves. But if I can't get it, and I really, really, really desperately want it, like something like this, I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem. Maybe that's just off of this one sneaker, and maybe if I get another one and it's a bad quality, I might think differently, but this thing looks beautiful. I'm so happy right now with this. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna put it on right now. You know what? Let's get that on foot. Thank you very much for watching, guys, today's video. If you haven't done so already, again, please smash that like button. For future content, hit the subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you guys think this is a bad investment? Would you ever wear a rep like this? Would you ever buy a UA? Are you strictly against it because it's fake? Or are you against it because you don't think they look that good? So for me, I wouldn't wear it if it didn't look great. This right here looks phenomenal. It looks perfect. I can't see anything wrong with it. And what I'll do is, on my Instagram, I'll go ahead and have a follow-up in a few weeks after I wear it a little bit, after I do some more research, and let you guys get a little follow-up on how much I'd like this sneaker or if I don't like the sneaker. But stay tuned, follow my Instagram, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna give you guys another UA banger next week, by the way, because when I go out and bought this, I bought one other shoe, and I think you guys are gonna love it. Until next time, see you guys.